AAA is made by committees these days, no room for game design or vision. Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why we see in a lot of cases single A and double A games, as well as indie, obviously, have been some of the most pioneering, right? Things just don't get approved anymore. I think a really good example of this, and I'm not really going to talk about it today because I think I'm probably going to make a video on it. When I look at Diablo 4 specifically, a game that I was incredibly excited for, a game that I was incredibly apologetic for before it even came out. Some of my first YouTube videos are me telling people that they just need to chill. It's going to be fine, guys. Diablo 4 is going to be great. I promise. It's going to be great, guys. Microtransactions? No, that's just to make the game better. You don't understand. The game's going to be poggers. Fuck. That didn't work out all that well. But when I look at a game like Diablo 4 and you see the sorry state that the end game was released in, right? And you see that very little thought went into the actual live service, the continued life of the game after the, millions of dollars were spent on writing a story and doing the animations and making the cutscenes and all of that stuff, right? After all the millions of dollars is spent on all that kind of stuff, that the thing that was supposed to help them profit the most, which was the longevity of the game, was the one thing that they just didn't really put a whole lot of attention into. And when you look and you see how the game is, not really improved, like it has improved in some areas, but you look to see how many ways that the game has improved over time since its release after its consecutive seasons, it's very only gradually getting better. It's like they're going only one step up the stairs at a time. And when you're doing something like that, like, what the fuck do you plan to accomplish? You can't take your sweet time fixing your game. If anything, if I were them, and I don't know how logistically possible something like this would be, I would just shut down seasonal renewals, put the brakes on it, and say, we are going to fix all of the core issues that are keeping this game from being enjoyable to the players. And then we're going to make a banger season when all these fixes come out. We're going to fix the itemization. We're going to fix the build crafting. We're going to fix, how some of the skins and things like that look. We're going to internally look at ourselves and then also go and look at some of the most successful ARPGs that have ever been out there, which, I mean, really is just Diablo 2 and Path of Exile. But we're gonna look at those. Well, I guess you could also say Grim Dawn to some effect. Last Epoch, I think, is going to do really well. But you could look at the competitors and say, what are the things that they're doing right? What are the things that the players love about these games? And then you take it and you riff off of it. It's not that complicated. But they go and they take one of the worst mechanics that you could ever put into an ARPG and think that it's going to be a good season. What the fuck is going on there? Like, what are you doing?